Hi. Now, it is becoming more and more apparent that this ongoing war in Middle East is going to end soon. Whether it will end with some sort of agreement between Iran and USA or without an agreement, and there could be some kind of status quo that USA will have their bases in Middle East. Iran will control the Strait of Hormuz. Iran will continue with the proliferation of the nuclear material, and they will also be collecting tolls. Plus, they will be selling their oil. So this is a win-win situation for Iran, and they have practically won the war. Now I am saying all these things, and I'll say that once this war ends, it will also lead to the end of a unipolar world system. The unipolar world order will no longer exist. And whatever Mr. Trump and his administration try, but I don't think that there is any possibility of reaching to the status quo ante, and status quo antebellum is impossible to gain right now from the US side. But there are three or four points which everybody should be observing. Number one, the role of Russia and China, particularly China right now. And there was a tweet or a post by Mr. Trump in which he said that he has talked to Chinese, and they have said that they won't be supplying arms and ammunition, the weapon systems to Iranians, and to which the foreign ministry of China, the spokesperson replied that he called out the bluff and lies of Mr. Donald Trump, and he said that it's the sovereign decision of China with whom they want to have a trade or a weapon trade, whatever it is. And they also said that the world leaders must be careful in using their words. So this is making humble out of Trump, and no longer he will be allowed to say whatever he wants. Plus, he was talking about choking the Strait of Hormuz, and that their most beautiful and greatest army in the world will be stopping the ships. But the ships are passing, especially the Chinese ships and Iranian ships, they are passing in and out. And the world's most powerful military or navy is unable to do anything. So this also proves that the situation of unipolar world order is gone. Plus, we also saw reports that Saudi Arabia is pressurizing United States of America to uh, go for a ceasefire and stop this choking of blockaging of Strait of Hormuz, because they are worried. They are worried for Babul Mandab, because if Babul Mandab is stopped and Iranians have that capacity because of Houthis, if the Babul Mandab is stopped, then where will Saudi Arabian oil be exported from? Because instead of Hormuz is blocked, then Babul Mandab will be blocked. So actually, Saudi oil will also be blockaged in that way. And you can understand then what will happen to global economy, because almost 25 to 26% of global oil goes from Hormuz plus Babul Mandab. So if you join all these dots, and the picture you get is Iranians has won this war, and US is not in a position to dictate the terms and conditions which they are in habit of. Plus, there are reports that man pets were the reason behind the loss of US flying machines. If the Chinese or Russian man pets can do such a devastation to their technology, flying technology, which is I always say that this is the 20th century warfare stuff, not the 21st century warfare stuff. These massive flotillas and flying objects and all these things, they were the dominant force of 20th century warfare, not the 21st century warfare. 21st century warfare is basically of small drones, and they can do a massive amount of casualty to these big hardwares. And we have seen that. let it be Hercules, F-35, F-15 Eagles, those reconnaissance drones, all were down. That small bird, Black Hawk was also down. So this was actually a massive setback to US arm lobby and arm industry as well. We also saw that, let it be their Abraham Lincoln or Gerald Ford, they were unable to enter the waters even. As they were entering, there were missile attacks on them, and they have to move back. We also saw that yesterday there was a ceasefire between Lebanon and Israel. So that was also done by basically United States of America in United States of America itself. So all things are moving in that very direction, which says that the war is going to end now. And actually, I'll say that Iran has become a sovereign country after this war, and US will be humbled, and no longer all those rhetoric of destroying people and dictating terms. This has to end because it's a multipolar world now.